Fired because I declined an offer. Long story short, I went to my boss a couple weeks ago and said I was struggling because my salary was not at what I agreed to when I was hired in November 2021. I was presented with a new offer letter and was told since there needs to be some give and take. The offer was a $5 raise hourly but taking all my commission away, in addition to adding on the task of being in charge of marketing. I declined the offer after talking to 4 old managers of mine and current managers in the area. My manager has not talked to me once since my letter. Today I walk into my computer being unplugged. I go to my coworker's computer to clock in, and my username isn't there anymore. My manager then comes in and says we have to let you go. No reasoning, explanation, nothing. Just filed for unemployment. Filed a complaint with the Department of Labor and currently in talks with a labor law attorney. Opinions needed. Do you think I have a case? Edit. Yes, I'm in Colorado, which is an at-will state unfortunately. Listen, if they're going to treat you like that, then they've done you a favor. Get yourself a new job. Which you will. Move on and never look back. Life's too short for putting up with shit like that. Give and take. This was the moment you should have started your job search. Are you in a work at will state? Then they can let you go for any reason that's not federally protected. You can still get unemployment benefits, but there's no lawsuits or anything for firing you without cause. A fair review on Glassdoor is also worth your time. Wow, my company recently did this, something similar to me and some colleagues. They called it a promotion based on our performance, top sales performers. They increased our base about the same as yours, and then stalled on the remainder of the pay plan. And 6 months later presented the fact that our commissions were basically done. Each of are taking a $30K, $50K permanent pay cut in a very high stress role. I am online now looking for jobs. To help people comment, can you let us know what country you're in? Sounds like they made new conditions on your employment and you didn't agree to them, so they let you go. Depends where you are and what the laws are. In the USA, every state but Montana, they can fire you anytime they want and without giving you a reason or for any reason, as long as it not because of your sex, race, disability or religion. So what would your case be based on? And yet, you will still hear people go on about how labor unions are no longer needed in this country. At will needs to be changed in all 50 states. Employers should be asked to give a valid reason for the firing. At will is just another way to strong-arm desperate people that need the money or starve. This is why I want at will laws to go away. Why did you wait 2 years before asking for the salary that was agreed to? You might have a case as you file it under retaliation, them firing you because you pretty much complained about not getting what you were promised and then refusing to move up in the department. With some setbacks, it pretty much looks like retaliation to me. At will state doesn't mean they can't fire you illegally. If you have evidence of the original wage you agreed to when you were hired, please file a wage claim. They'll be forced to pay you what you're owed for the entire time you carry employed. You don't have a case for being fired, but you do have an unemployment check. Get on with someone who won't lie to you. See if you can get back wages for what they promised you originally. 2. That'll be a fun go fuck yourself boss to present to the jackass. Big red flag. 1. Wage negotiated at initial offer and actually paid. So they were paying you less than they said they would? Do you have an offer letter or promised wage in writing? 'Cause it's not legal to pay you less than they hired you for. You might have a case on those grounds. UNet 303. Dang. Imagine getting fired because of declining an offer. It really isn't an offer if it's either accept the offer or get fired. It's an ultimatum. Accept. Of course. They wouldn't tell you it's an ultimatum because they don't have to and it's in their best interest. When they do fire you, hopefully you can get unemployment. Companies shouldn't have this much power over workers if at all. My salary was not at what I agreed to when I was hired in November 2021. If you have any means to legally prove that, then the company is screwed. No case. Lesson learned. I had the exact same thing happen. You'll look back and see this was divine redirection. You probably know you should have left, but you were comfortable. Move on. At will state, aka, employers can fuck you over without any regard of your well-being. I fucking hate that stupid fucking phrase at will. It crystallizes exactly what's fucked in USA. Fucking disgusting how it's even legal to treat people like that. They were never going to pay you what you were worth. Post a Google review on that company. People actually look at those now. Tell them how it is. And warn them. Our name shame companies. Sure, you have a case. If someone substantially changes the hours or compensation or duties of a position, you have the right to refuse it. Not wanting to give up a commission is a very good reason you might refuse an offer. Being paid less is not what you want. I'm not a lawyer, but the only way I could see you having a case is if the raise ended up being less than what you would have made before base plus the average or mean of your commissions. Then you may have a case for a constructive dismissal. But again, I'm not a lawyer and only they would be able to give you proper advice. No case in unemployment is a mess in Colorado. Hopefully, they will process your claim in a timely manner. Do you have your previous salary agreement in writing? If it's just verbal, you are screwed. Good luck at finding a new job. Red flags were given. I don't think I'm fully understanding. If you were salaried, why would you be making an hourly raise? Hours don't matter if you are salaried. Were you given a letter of termination? Do you have your original offer of employment contract? If you were making commission, you should have some type of contract. If you don't, that implies you were making commission under the table and there's nothing anyone can do for you. In that case, IDK something about this feels off. If you have a case or not depends on if you are in an at-will employment state. But regardless, being let go without warning and especially unfairly stinks to high heaven. I'm sorry and wish you the very best of luck. Probably no reason to talk to an attorney unless you live in Montana. It's shitty. File for unemployment. Then take a few weeks to look for a job that actually values you. I hope this serves as a lesson to others in this group. Never refuse an offer from a current employer. If you don't like it, take it, then look to leave. Rejecting your employee for anything, even the shit they give you, will result in them firing you. Yes, ask for more, but take what they give you. So they lied about salary and you stayed? Sounds like you have 4 old managers as references and several contacts for possible new bosses. Surely if you had an original offer letter that you signed, which was not being met, even in an at-will state, that's a breach of contract. No? How are you not entitled to back pay? It really cooked their noodle when I rejected supervisor cohort path offer. No thanks, I would rather be an individual contributor. I explained that I was actually interviewing them when I asked about their schedule and work-life balance, and I simply couldn't justify losing that level of freedom and flexibility for a $20,000 pay increase. That's retaliation. Talk to a lawyer and see what your options are. They fired you. Sucks. Perfectly legal though. It sounds like a blessing.